Hello and welcome to the first set of Magna Carta. I'm just going to reset the scoreboard. This is a play all three, as it is part of the group stage. So this is from the two-handed swordsman division, which is generally speaking about 2k plus rating. So we have Earnur here in the yellow as Hindustanis versus Barles in the red as Lithuanians. And Earnur opening with a stable villager wrong side of this house will get defended by the other villagers for preventing Barles' scout getting the snipe. Sorry, I'm just going to turn off music in the background. Nilly's DM logo is still up, my man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, as I said, trying to get everything back to normal. There we go. I suppose I could put my logo on. I won't bother. Okay, so Spearman forward for Barles as well. Earnur gone forward with scouts. No spears at the moment. Normally you would expect to see spears from your opponent, so you would open with some of your own just to support, help your scouts take better engagements. Barles has stayed on gold, has added a range, just getting fletching now. First archer is forward with the first couple of spears, and his opening scout gets one Vilpic on the woodline, and is now going to try and pick off the scout. Meanwhile, scouts coming back in. There is spear defensively. Archers do need to be careful though. They will lose out to a couple of scouts, but spear should be able to come and defend. Meanwhile, scout has gone down along with two more villagers, and there is a dead archer, possibly two there for Barles, but he did clear up all three of the scouts. Okay, that gives Barles a lot of flexibility to move forward. Earnur very sensibly is going to pull villagers, or just the one villager for the time being, wall up the front of his base, or their base I should say, I shouldn't assume. When we see Nilly casting here, hello Robo, welcome. I hope you're pleased to find an Oz-friendly time stream. When will we see Nilly here? I would be very surprised. It'd be amazing. We only get pro casters here. It's true, Nilly is pro player now. He has to bring in second-rate casters in to make up the difference. It's gaming time, not casting time, unfortunately. No worries, Robo. No worries. And okay, new group coming in. To the woodline for Barles. Earnur pulling villager back. Should probably lose this one. Nope, manages to get back to the safety of the TC and the protection of the skirmishers. Barles being very annoying with these few numbers at the back. Scout tries to dive on the archer, manages to snipe it, but dies before getting away from the spearman. Yo, handsome. Hello, Lohab. How are you, my friend? But behind all this, Barles is ready to click up to the castle age. There he goes. Earnur not back on gold just yet. And now 4 villagers down in terms of snipes. Yeah, same ideal TC time. Earnur is going to try and continue the walls. Has skirmishers patrolling here to protect from any archers coming in. That market could have been placed a little bit further around and it would have full walled on this side, but that won't be too big a deal to just put a couple of palisades or even a house at the back. Right hand side is a bigger wall off. Has Earnur seen it? No, so it looks like Earnur's going to wall all the way to the back. Or will you? Yes, at the moment the plan is to go to the back. Would like to see those skirmishers come round to discover that that is in fact a woodline. Meanwhile, Barles going on to double stable, so it's going to be a night switch for Barles in the castle age. The existing spears and archers starting heading forward. Can range most of this wood, well, both wood lines, and there's a really nice choke point to sit in there. Okay, Earnur does pick off that spearman. Should now see the woodline there. I think he'll just commit now to the palisades that are being built. Okay, Barles in Castle Age gets crossbow and bodkin straight away, and has a couple of knights on the way out. There is a full HP scout here as well. Should probably be able to kill that villager. Barles can commit. There's no reason not to. Even two villagers won't be able to kill the scout. And now the crossbows are here. Should kill the second villager. And yeah, GG is called. Empire Wars can be very, very brutal. That faster uptime just gives him so much room to do damage. Crossbow mass still there, and the walls open. Knights and crossbows in here will just completely wreak havoc with Earnur's economy. A strong start from Barles, but I believe he was the highest seed coming into this. It's not a perfect system, but I used the ranked ladder. An average of highest and current elo in order to do the seeding. I use the RM one because it just is slightly more representative, in my opinion, of various players' levels than the Empire Wars ones. We can see Earnur with slightly better wooden food eco, but so far behind on the gold, and that's much later going to gold, and therefore delaying the castle time. And also the necessity of switching into skirmishers. Okie dokie. Damn, I see Robo has already made the nilly joke. Robo has already made the nilly joke, I'm afraid. Okay, game 2, we have Northern Isles. Barles here in the red as Dravidians, Earnur in the yellow as Byzantines. Hey, Ovoin. Nice to see you here as well. Welcome, welcome. So we've got back docks for both players to begin with. Barles adding in the second one, and is going for some fire galleys. Fire galleys for both players. To be expected. Byzantines be very happy going into a fire war, having stronger fire galleys. Otherwise, expect a relatively slow start. Often, the players start with a transport ship, so quite often you will see a landing early on. Barles is bringing his scout over straight away. Earnur potentially could have seen that. I don't know if he will have noticed. Sorry, I should say they. I don't know Earnur's gender, and I shouldn't assume. Okay, so double dock production already starting. Nope, not quite starting. Hasn't got the wood for production from the second one. But scouts already chasing each other. Earnur is ahead in scout HP. And Barles has built an archery range and is producing archers. Archery range at home for Earnur as well. Barles is going to be annoying. Jump in and out of that transport ship. Okay. First few archers are about to come across. Fletching is on the way in. I think in a way I'd have liked to have seen Barles go straight into galleys. Knowing that he's going to go for the landing. Research fletching nice and early will help the galleys. And I don't think you should be trying to go fire versus Byzantines. Okay, so the first few archers are coming across. It's going to be skirm defense for Earnur. Earnur has managed their eco very well, and we'll be ready to click up in just a second. A little bit down on the food, probably. Yeah, by the time they finish that cow, no, not quite. There's another villager queued up. Cancel that and garrison, and it would be enough. There's a lot of villagers garrisoned in the TC at the moment. Okay, Earnur looks to be abandoning the going to Castle Age just yet, getting fletching instead. And that has allowed Barles to get up first. And Barles is now going to be completely brutal and snipe the Ibex. What is your opinion about this map? I think I like it a little bit more than Islands, but yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I don't know how Crazzini goes about balancing the wood lines and everything like that, but I think I like that there's neutral resources in the middle. Maybe I'd like a little bit more neutral resources, although there's still a lot of gold for each player in their own base. Start with about 15,000. That should be enough. But I'm a big fan of variety in a map pool, and I think that ruling out things like water maps just because the host doesn't like them isn't necessarily a good approach. I think having variety is the best thing. I like this one more than Islands on RM, but I haven't really got a handle on it on Empire Wars. It's a tough start. Yeah, I can understand that. I think there's a lot of demands on your, particularly your wood resources, I guess. Because you want the archery range, you can go for a landing. You want a second dock so you can try and win water, and you want a mill to try and get up to Castle Age. So yeah, it's all a very, very expensive start. But we do have Castle Age now for Barles, getting crossbow and bodkin. Minimal investment on water so far, just patrolling with a fire galley and a demo to the north here. And now adding in a front dock as well, and more TCs. Sensible approach. Barles just making sure that his eco is well established as well. I fear there's a hole, and that could be GG if it is. There it is. Okay. Castle Age is in for Earnur. He does have a lot of skirms here, so maybe he's going to be okay. Sorry, they're going to be okay. Barles taking some good engagements early on. Earnur losing lots of numbers, not able to close the gap without bodkin, without elite skirm, and yeah, the GG is called. It's, yeah, I think the fletching for Earnur kind of just ruined it. They were in a position to click up before Barles, and instead added some skirms and fletching, and it just meant that Barles was able to get up first again, and the hole there is going to be tough to come back from. Push off gold, well, no, gold up here, but able to destroy most of the army. And yeah, Barles takes a 2-0 lead. So this is the group stage, so they are play all threes at this point. And again, sorry, not again. This time, Barles ahead in every resource. Yeah, having over a minute head start to Castle Age means that the tech advantage is in place, ready to do damage. If you want more information on either the tournament or our business, !Magna Carto for the tournament, and !Magna for the business. Alright, we are already in capture age, cool. Game number 3, we have Earnur here in the yellow as Gujaras against Barles in the red as Saracens, and we are on acclivity. Fairly familiar map by now. It's been in the last couple of Red Bulls. Embarrassed I'm not already following. Jordan put me onto your Discord ages ago, and it's been very helpful. Pop my head in the stream from time to time. Oh, mate, I really appreciate that. It's nice that Jordan's pushed people this way. I appreciate it. Okay, so Lohab has written the !Magna Carto description, and I thought it was slightly more informative than that. Excellent. But yeah, the tournament information is there on the link. That's the link to my website. It's a huge sponsor. I did expect too much from you, Lohab. I apologise. Yeah, it's a $250 prize pool. I'm mainly going to be focusing on casting the top bracket, where we have 32 players, all rated 2K and above. including the likes of obviously Barles, ACCM, Dow. I'm not getting paid enough. That's fair. And yeah, the $250 prize pool is sponsored by my and my wife's new business. So exclamation mark Magna for that, as Easty did a little bit above. Takes a link to our website, which is just the holding page at the moment, but it has links to our Facebook and LinkedIn, where you can find out a little bit more information. Here, Earnur's archers and camel scouts, running under the TC. So the military doing a little bit of idle time to Barles' eco has now been cleared up, and Barles is forward with archers. Is just getting the archer armor, so should be able to then take the engagements versus the skirmishers. I think this might be over very soon. Sadly to hear for Earnur. Yeah, very brutal, efficient. It's just so much to manage all at once. Yeah, having the army coming forward for Barles, Earnur had to try and defend that whilst trying to do damage at Barles' base with archers and camel scout, and runs them into TC by mistake. And yeah, his Empire Wars can be brutal for how fast the games are. 420, yes. Breakfast, I apologise. Who was the 2K that I dropped down into your division and your group? Was that AR12? Oh, Chiris. Okay. Yeah, there are a couple that have been 2K before, but their current rating was a little bit lower. So they snuck into the longsword division. Any chance of casting their match versus Aljushek so I can get some scouting info? We'll see how quickly we rattle through these. I've got 5 sets already done in the two-handed swordsman division, so the top one. I accept no excuses, no worries. In or ahead in the eco, but it's just so much damage done. Well, I say ahead in the eco, but Barles was Saracens and heavy on gold, so would have been able to buy up relatively quickly. I'm interested to see what the resources are looking like. Okay, not there yet. Does have a market though, so yeah, it wouldn't have taken too long. Alright, we are done with the first set. 3-0 win to Barles.